Greetings, YouTube. Happy Friday. Many of you probably woke up to the same message that I woke up with that many YouTubers I think have already covered, but it's worth noting in case you haven't seen it, or maybe you clicked on because you're curious about my opinion. Who knows? Thanks for clicking on the video on this Friday. So, for starters, rank down tickets are something that have kind of gotten a bad rap in the past couple years in the community. You see, rank down tickets didn't exist until patch 12.0 when they nerfed the best champions in the game, especially Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, OG Thor, etc. And then Kabam kind of said they would only give out rank down tickets if they made a champion worse after the fact, and then they just flat out said they're never going to give them again. But the She-Hulk rank down ticket situation in the past week has really put Kabam back to where they promised they would be when they took an ability of a champion that had been around for a while and negated it. And instead of saying, oh, it was a bug or it was a different kind of description, it's not our fault, they actually gave some compensation for people who had ranked up She-Hulk. Now, this has created exploits, including those of you who were smart enough or lucky enough to take your science variant gems, put them in She-Hulk, and then rank her back down and get actual items for the rank up gems. That's been a pretty smart move. But regardless, we now have a list of champions that, similar to She-Hulk, apparently have an ability that Kabam sees as unfit to exist in the game. Keep in mind, a lot of these champions have been around for almost the beginning. We're talking about 3 to 4 years at least. So when you talk about suddenly taking champions' abilities away, the timing is just really weird and very strange, and yet that's Kabam for you. They feel as though when people said, you can't take this away from She-Hulk because other champions do this too and you've never done anything, instead of them being like, oh, well, I guess we should leave it for She-Hulk, that would cost them money because then more people would use She-Hulk, or the She-Hulk cheese, if you will, to beat their prized possession, the champion boss, and they couldn't have that. So their solution is, oh, you're right, those champions do have that ability, so instead of not touching She-Hulk, we're just going to mess with all of them. Which champions are we talking about, in case my thumbnail does not show it for you that I will create after this? The following champions shared one of 2 possible moves that enabled them to combo into a heavy attack. Unstoppable Colossus, Drax, who gets another nerf, as if it wasn't enough already, OG Iron Man, Inferior/Superior Iron Man, Iron Patriot, Kang, Luke Cage, Punisher, Ultron Classic, Ultron, War Machine, Old Balls Logan, Daredevil, Daredevil Classic, and that is the list. This will be fixed in an upcoming update. Notice how this post does not talk at all about rank down tickets, because Kabam had discussed in their post about She-Hulk that more moves might be coming, but that compensation may not follow. So there is a chance that many of you who have these champions, like for myself, I have Ultron Classic at rank 4. Even though that is not the worst rank up of all time, I don't use my Ultron Classic ever in anything. I would love to have those tier 2 Alpha Catalysts back to put them into my Captain Marvel movie edition, who I'm salivating at the thought of taking to rank 5. I just don't have the tier 2 Alpha. I have the tier 5 basic, but I don't have the tier 2 Alpha. If we got rank down tickets for this, I could take Ultron down to rank 3. I'd be happy with him staying at rank 3, and I would put those resources into Captain Marvel movie. But see, Kabam doesn't want you to think that way. They don't want you to hold them accountable for historic precedent with another champion. They want you to just say, oh, that's okay. These champions deserve to be taken down because most of them we don't use anyway, like Iron Man and Superior Iron Man, both champions in need of a buff, or for that matter, Iron Patriot could use a buff. Unstoppable Colossus hasn't been touched, even though Colossus has been. Most people don't have Kang. Seriously, just a trophy champion. Luke Cage did have a buff, but this hurts him a little bit. Punisher needs a buff. Ultron Classic actually was part of the patch 12.0 mess that people forget about. Ultron Labyrinth of Legends Edition, only those of you who have 100% completed Labyrinth of Legends even have. War Machine deserves a buff. Old Man Logan got a buff. Daredevil Classic deserves a buff. Daredevil Netflix deserved to not be canceled on Netflix, but was. That champion deserves to probably be taken out of the game if they don't buff him. Still in the game. So Yeah, rank down tickets. They better start raining those down for these champions and do the same thing that the She-Hulk rank down tickets were allotted. What you're going to probably see is them say, we don't feel like it this case. Pass. Because we didn't have a beta test for anybody besides Old Man Logan, and we have not released the new beta test update, so it doesn't apply to She-Hulk, because their justification for the She-Hulk rank down ticket was mainly, well, we had a beta test, we used you all as beta testers, we knew what was coming, we even featured She-Hulk gameplay in some of our Summoner Showdown gameplay recently, and now I guess the timing is shady enough to where even us, Kabam, who can't admit ever that we're wrong because only we know the facts, should give out a rank down ticket for She-Hulk. In this case, they should be raining. I have a lot of skepticism that they will, but let me know in the comments below if you think it will happen, if you think it should happen, or you know there's going to be a segment of the community that says, oh, rank down tickets, no one needs those, just ignore this and move on. Stop complaining, being negative Nancy's, or whatever the phrase is that people always use. I don't know. I'm curious to see people's interaction. Also, I'll be doing a post later today about the opposite problem, which is instead of players being hurt by this because Kabam is saying that this is too pro player of a move, which is why they're nerfing these heavy attacks. There's a champion whose heavy attack really should be nerfed in terms of the evade into an intercept, and Kabam has ignored that because guess what? Especially in Alliance War, it's making them money. Remember the golden rule in this community, in this game, and this game creator, YouTube. If there is a problem that hurts Kabam's bottom line by a penny, it will be patched up immediately. If there is a ability for the player to actually benefit, it will also be patched. But if Kabam is benefiting their bottom line by even a penny, it will stay. So benefits Kabam, it'll stay. Hurts Kabam, it'll be patched up instantly or taken away without warning. That is the precedent that has been set by the company for years, and they're just going to continue to do it. It's up to the community to decide what it is we want to voice our opinion about.